Okay. Whew, we're live. We're live on both platforms. Okay, you guys. Here is the thing. So I titled this You're Backed Up, or you should be pooping after every meal. So the reason why this is crucial, okay? And a lot of people are not pooping after their meals. So I want you guys to sit and reflect on this. Just sit there and reflect. Why am I not pooping after my meals? And where is this waste going? Because we're going to dive into that. Your digestive system ends in your anus. Okay, I have all of the whole digestive system right here. Okay, it ends in your anus, which means whatever you eat must defecate. I think I'm on the mic. Hopefully, you guys can hear me on YouTube. Hopefully, you guys can. It's a little bit low. Okay, hopefully, you guys can hear me. But yes, your digestive system ends there, which means if you're not defecating after you eat, you have to ask yourself, where is this waste going? Where is this waste going? Where is the metabolic waste going? Because I'll tell you, it is getting trapped in your colon and it's getting reabsorbed into your bloodstream. And when it gets reabsorbed into your bloodstream, that is what your cells eat. Remember, the blood is the source with all of the nutrients, right? All of the nutrients gets absorbed into your blood. And through the blood is how your cells eat. Your cells eat through the blood. So just imagine. Because typically we have 3 meals a day, right? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So let's just take a look at it as if it was a standard American diet. So a standard American diet, what are you eating? So breakfast, you're going to have eggs, bacon, orange juice, and a breakfast muffin on the side. First issue with that is that the food combination is off. Oh, and people also have little fruits on the side with the orange juice. So that's the first thing is wrong, the food combination. Let's take a look. So the orange juice, citrus. Then you have your eggs, which is protein and fat, bacon, fat and protein. You never, ever mix fruit, especially citrus, with fat. That's number one. You never mix fruits with fat because they all have different digestive rates or speeds. Fruits digest the quickest. Fats take the longest. Fats stay in your stomach the longest. And fats from a standard American diet would be your eggs, your meat. Your eggs and meat rot. Fruits ferment. So that's going to cause a bunch of gas in your stomach. A bunch of acid, bubbliness in the stomach. And that's why people have acid reflux, heartburn. They have indigestion, they have pain when they're digesting. So that's the first issue. Then let's look for lunch. What is lunch? Lunch is typically like, okay, let's say your lunch is like fries, burger, and a Pepsi. Processed food. The combo in that is wrong as well because you should never mix your fruits with your complex carbs. You should never mix vegetables with complex carbs because what typically goes on the burger? Lettuce, tomatoes, complex carbs, and then fat. Horrible food combination. That's what's causing a lot of gut issues in the first place. And then what's for dinner? Rice, broccoli, chicken. A horrible food combination. So for people that eat 3 meals a day, 7 days a week, okay, 165 days out of the year, and you're only pooping 1 time. Okay, I'll give it to you. Let's just say, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, you poo once a day, which is not enough because you had 3 meals. And in order to know that you have optimal gut health is if you're pooping after your meals. Because if you're pooping after your meals, that means that you, number one, absorb the nutrients from your food and you utilize them. So if you're not pooping after your meals, that means your absorption and utilization is off, which all stems in the gut. So that is the first thing that you need to correct. Because if you don't correct those two, you're going to be backed up, constipated, and it's going to cause other issues down the line. That's the number one reason why people have acne. That's the number one reason why people wake up in the morning with bad breath. That is the number one reason why, when you're not wearing deodorant, that's I'm smelling. No, it's the food that you're eating. You're backed up. Remember, waste needs a place to go. So it's going to come out through the skin, especially if your other detox pathways are not open. And we'll talk about that in a second. But let's go back to if you're pooping once a day. If you're pooping once a day, you're always going to be 2 bowel movements behind. You're always going to be 2 bowel movements behind. And we're always 1 bowel movement behind, by the way. So the healthiest person is always 1 bowel movement behind. So if you ate, let's say, for example, you eat 2 meals a day. Let's just say you ate breakfast and then about noon, you pooped. Or no, let's just say this. Let's say this. This is easier to kind of break down. Let's say you wake up in the morning and you usually do number 2 in the morning. That's the bowel movement from yesterday. So, okay. And then after you did that bowel movement in the morning, you eat your breakfast at 12. That's the correct time to eat, at 12. And then after you eat your breakfast at 12, a couple hours later, you poop. That's your elimination for your breakfast. So you're always 1 bowel movement behind. Okay, you're always 1 bowel movement behind. But some people, they're 6 bowel movement behind. They're 2, 3, 4, 10. So if you're only pooping once a week, I know someone said this a while ago. If you're only pooping once a week, you have to ask yourself, where is this waste going? Like, truly ask yourself this. Where is it going? It's getting reabsorbed into your bloodstream and fed to your cells. And when your cells are fed poop and toxins, they're going to perform like crap. So you need to make sure that you are pooping and moving this energy, because remember, stagnant energy is the cause of dis-ease. Energy has to move through the body. And we see this because we are energy. Okay, we are energy. We are constantly moving. So if energy is not moving, it's stagnant. And stagnant energy causes dis-ease down the line. So you need to be pooping after your meals. Now, it's not right after you eat. Typically, depending, because people eat a standard American diet. That takes the longest to digest, because the standard American diet is high in fat. Fat stays in your body the longest. So if you're eating a high fat diet, so let's say you're eating high protein, you're on a carnivore diet, you'll be lucky to poop once a day. That's if you're very lucky, because it's high fat. So fats typically take 6 to 12 hours. 6 is like your sweet spot. It's your sweet spot if you have, if your gut health is decent, right? But if you have poor gut health and you're not able to absorb and utilize the nutrients from your food, it might take 12 hours, a day, 2 days. And that's what's causing these detox symptoms, the acne, the tiredness, the brain fog. We all think like, I'm just tired and stressed from work and I'm moody and irritable and have an attitude. That's the food you're eating. You're backed up. That is why people they're irritable. They have their mood swings. They can't focus. They eat and then they feel drained. It's also because you're not eating at the correct times. If you eat too late at night, it's not even, that's the biggest problem I see people. They eat too late at night. Too late at night. And then they wake up and they feel like they're a zombie. They crash throughout the day because you're eating too late. The more late you eat, the less energy you will have. Because as the sun goes down, your body starts to produce melatonin. Melatonin is your sleep hormone. That means your energy is decreasing. which means you do not have the energy to break down food. I always say this, it takes energy to make energy. So if you don't have energy to make energy from your food, it's like an investment. You need energy so you can get more of it, right? Majority of your energy is used for your metabolism anyway. So you need energy to break down your food. If you don't have energy to break down your food, that's why you crash, because it's an imbalance. So I always say, think of it like this. Let's switch it with like a money example. If you invest your money into something, you want a return, a greater return than what you invested in. Same thing with food. So if you invest your energy into processed food, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna eat processed food, you're not gonna yield that much energy, because processed food already went through its own metabolic process. It's been stripped of its own nutrients. So you're not getting any nutrients from it. Think of a potato chip. Okay, a potato itself has the most nutrients. Okay, when you boil it and just stop there. But now you're boiling it, you're frying it, putting it in the oven, you're deep frying it, adding all these oils, you're stripping it. As soon as you add a flame to your food, you change the molecular structure. And I'll tell you guys this, the less water a food has, the more it will take water from your body to break it down. So a lot of people think, oh, it's winter time, my skin is dry, or oh, like I have dry patches, it's just that time of the month, it's cold outside. Or like I always get these little dry patches on my skin. I'm always dry, I'm dehydrated. It's the cooked foods, the deep fried food, the food that has been stripped, the processed food. It's drying you out, because the more processed food that you eat, or the more cooked foods that you eat, the more it's pulling out hydrogen from your body, oxygen from your body to break it down. It's pulling out hydration from your body to break it down. Okay? Because you need hydration to break down your food. That's the reason why when you chew your food, it creates like this saliva. Your food becomes liquefied. The digestive enzymes and that fluid helps break down the food and make digestion very easeful or easy. That's why you need hydrating fruits, especially if you have dry skin. I can tell you, like literally by looking at someone, and if I see that they have dry skin, or they say that like my skin gets dry easily, or like when you go like this and it's like ashes on their skin, I can tell you right now, too much fried food, too much cooked food. Guaranteed. Too much fried or cooked food. It's not the weather. It's not because they didn't lotion their skin. It's not because they take long showers. Okay, those things can strip the barrier of the skin, but what really strips the barrier of your skin internally is the cooked and fried foods. Because it lacks water. So it's taking water from your body to break it down. Okay. All right, guys. Also like up the live as well. If this is resonating, if it's helpful so far, like up the live. Okay. Another thing as well with hydration is that a lot of us are not hydrating correctly. So it's either we're drinking too much water and it's not getting directly to the cells, so we feel puffy, we have the bloated ankles, okay, swollen ankles, puffy face in the morning. You wake up and you're puffy, you're holding on to too much water, and that water is not getting into your cells. So what do you do? Yeah, Anna says hands too. Yeah, hands, wrist, swollen. So what do you do when that happens to you? Number one, yes, you need your salts. Now, People get this confused when I say salts. When I say salt, I'm not talking about your table salt or your Celtic salt. No, I'm talking about your mineral salts. I'm talking about your potassium. That is a salt. Majority of the minerals are salts. So you need those salts. Potassium. If you are holding on to water, potassium, 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 potassium. You need more potassium. So you need your coconut water. That also has electrolytes that go directly to the cells. Okay? Directly to your cells. So you need your potassium. So potassium, you can either get it from your coconut water, like I said. Bananas as well. Another thing with bananas though, but if you're detoxing, stay away from them because they're high in starch, so it can be mucus forming. So don't do that if you are trying to detox. But if you don't need to detox from anything, then you can do your um, bananas. But yes, bananas and your dark leafy greens. Okay, your dark leafy greens. So you need potassium is amazing if you cannot get water straight to your cells in your puffy. Okay. And I try not to mess around. That's actually a good question. I try not to mess around with too much salts or sea salts. Not too much. Not too much with those. Because a lot of your other minerals, like the potassium, like I said, zinc, all of these are quote unquote salty. So it has that salt taste. So when I'm talking about you need salts, I'm talking about minerals, minerals, minerals. Right? So I wouldn't drown it with the sea salt, not that kind of salt. Okay. So going back to constipation. Sorry, kind of like limboing. But yeah, we're gonna stay back with the constipation. A lot of people are simply constipated because there's no water in their diet. There's no water. There's no fiber. There's no fermentation. So I want to ask you: are you eating food that ferments, or are you eating food that rots? Because I'll tell you the food that rots, and then we'll see. So the food that rots or food that creates yeast and mold would be your wheat, your gluten, your flour, your rice, your breads. Those are yeast and mold forming foods. And listen, guys, if you don't believe me, literally leave bread out for a week. What happens to bread when you leave it out for a week? It molds. It doesn't ferment. It molds, or it gets that the blue dot little stuff on it. Same thing with flour. When you leave flour out or you leave it in the cabinet, it gets cabinet bugs. Same thing with your dried food. Nuts as well. Nuts as well get the cabinet bugs. So those foods mold and create yeast. So you want to stay away from the yeast forming food completely. Anything that has yeast, throw it away. Also, for the vegans out there, nutritional yeast, throw that away because that's literally yeast. And that can create more yeast overgrowth in the gut. Because there is a lot of studies, and you guys can look this up as well, of there being yeast in people's blood, yeast in their gut, yeast trapped all up in their body. And that's what's causing these issues with the sugar cravings, these addictions. Also, parasites love yeast. They love that sugar. They love the complex sugar. So they'll feed off of there like no tomorrow as well. And I know we're kind of diving in. There's a lot, but this is just straight off the head right now. Okay. So we need to fix our diet. So those are the foods that create yeast and mold. Now, food that rots. That's your dairy, that's your meats. Okay, leave dairy out. What's it going to do? It's also going to mold, but it's going to rot. It's going to start to smell. You leave meat out, it rots and bugs come to eat it and bacteria. That's why meat, you have to cook it in such a precise way, and you can't leave it out for so long, because if the temperature gets below a certain state as well, you can't eat it. You got to throw it out. Same when you're cooking meat. Meat has to be cooked to a certain temperature, 70 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Or if it's under, if it's over, you can get poisoned. Food poisoning, salmonella, all that stuff. You get sick, too much bacteria. So imagine what that's doing to your gut, especially if you don't have hydrochloric acid hot enough to break down meat. So if you have any gut issues and your hydrochloric acid is not strong enough to break down the meat, guess what it's doing inside your stomach? It's creating a warfare inside your stomach. So those are the foods that create yeast, mold, and they rot. And those are the main foods that have the least amount of water in them. Meat, there's hardly any water in there. So it's going to pull from your cells to break it down. And that is why constipation occurs. There's no movement. That's why you need raw fruits to push and move through the digestive tract. You need high water, high fiber. That's your fruits and your vegetables. Grapes move down the digestive tract like no other. It will push, push, push everything out. So if you haven't pooed in a week, you need grapes. Grapes help push that out. Okay, so you need high water foods. Yeah, that's a good one too. And apples, oranges. Yeah, I love that one. Apples are great. Apples are amazing. Apples also break up gallstones as well. So if you have gallstones, you need apples to break those stones up. Apples will get you right. Apples are so powerful. Apples are amazing. Love apples. Okay. So we need to be pooping. Literally, we need to be pooping. Because this is the issue. Metabolic waste is the cause of issues in the body. Waste. And you want to know what not a lot of people talk about when it comes to losing weight or losing waste is that breath work is so powerful. Not only is it powerful for regulating your body, regulating your nervous system, being more calm, helping with high blood pressure, helping with cortisol levels, helping with adrenaline levels. It's also amazing for releasing metabolic waste. Because what does metabolic waste convert to? CO2. And when you breathe in oxygen and you release CO2. So CO2 is, it's not CO2. I was going to say CO2 is powerful. No. I was going to say, sorry, what I meant to say is breath work is powerful. That is the key that not a lot of people think about when it comes to healing and getting rid of metabolic waste. If you want to kickstart the adrenals, which is in control of your metabolism. So if you have poor metabolism, you need to kickstart the adrenals. BT dubs. Okay. Yes. So if you want to kickstart the adrenals, if you want to boost your metabolism, lower blood pressure, stress, release metabolic waste, you need to be doing your breath work and your deep diaphragmatic breathing. I actually just got off a call. This is really important for some people. I actually just got off a call with one of my clients, and he asked, how do I reduce or lower blood pressure? Okay. I'll leave you guys with one secret. Well, the first secret, I already said it. It's the breathing. It's the stress. Let's actually talk about stress for a second. Because stress also puts your body at dis-ease because you're not at ease. Your body has to work twice as hard to circulate blood so you can regulate your body and calm the heck down. Okay, it's the stress, mama. It's the stress. Stress is a big killer. It's a big killer, a big one. And we have to start regulating this before it becomes too light. Because here's what happened. Your nervous system that you have and what you can hold when it comes to stress, when it comes to also disease as well. A lot of people don't actually end up healing from disease because of their nervous system. So, the nervous system that you have now, and if you plan to have kids in the future, if you do have kids, your nervous system, okay, is the same nervous system that gets passed down to your children. So, we need to heal this now because if you don't, you're pretty much going to tell your future children, mommy couldn't deal with it or daddy couldn't deal with it, you deal with it. Or you healing your health issues is like, or you not healing your health issues and getting your health in check is like saying, mommy couldn't deal with it or daddy couldn't deal with it, now you deal with it. That's literally the process. So for the people who know that they have these issues and they're not actively, and it's a process, by the way, healing is a process, but they're not actively trying to heal this. They're not actively doing their own research. They're not actively looking for ways to change their diet or their lifestyle. And they're just going about their day hoping for a miracle, praying that the doctors will give them this magical medication or pill. And then let's say you choose to have children. You're passing that dis-ease onto them and saying, hey, you deal with this. Because, mommy tried, but she couldn't do it. Or like, daddy tried, but like, I can't do it. Yes, that's how we have to start seeing this stuff. Because it truly is that. It truly, truly is that. And I know a lot of it's like, you're unaware, but for people who are aware, we have to make those changes. It's a sign of self-love, honestly. And that's the biggest key with healing as well. Self-love. Because when you have it for yourself, it radiates. It radiates. Big, big, big time. And that is so powerful and strong with that frequency. That's actually the healing frequency. I don't know if you guys are familiar with hertz frequencies. And if you Google right now, 528 hertz, that's the heart space. So that's like the self-love frequency. And they usually pair that frequency with healing the DNA, deep cellular repair. And I made a post. So if you guys do follow me, I remember I don't know if you guys remember, I played that frequency for a week for my plants in the literally dry, dead end of winter. And my Venus flytrap has grown so much in 1 week than it has ever grown since the whole entire time I've had it. And I had it from the summer. So I got it in July. Okay. Got it in July. It grew a great amount, but then it was the dead end of winter and it was dying. And then I literally revamped the plant with the frequency. This thing goes so deep because each organ in your body is associated with a frequency. You want to heal liver failure, kidney issues, play a certain frequency and it will heal the kidneys. It will bring it back online. Boost your metabolism. You got to play a certain frequency and it will boost your metabolism because everything is frequency anyway. And frequency is just water. And your body's 70% water. So wouldn't it make sense to eat more foods high in water? Because you are water. Gotta drop the mic. Sorry guys, that was too good. That was too good. That was too good. I'm dropping real gems, you guys. You guys gotta take some notes or something because it's just too good. It's too good. Okay, it's just way too good. Okay, let's do a little exercise for the people who are here. Drop in. What are some of your health goals in 2025? What are some of your health goals? Comment them. What are some goals that you have for yourself? It could be little. It could be like working out every day. It can be trying Pilates. It can be, losing that stubborn 10 pounds. It could be anything. Drop it in the chat. Let's play a little game. Make it fun. Drop it in the chat. Tia said fitness and gains. Love that. Reduce my metabolism for my age. Or sorry, metabolic age. Yes. Anna says lose 40 pounds in 6 months and getting my 10K steps. Yes. Yes. Okay. Getting rid of sugar addiction, full detox. Yes. Heal my eyes. Okay, yes. Yes. What are some of your goals? I like these so far. Stop giving in to my cravings for sugar and processed food. I'm addicted. Ooh, yes. Hey, queen, can I put maca root in my oatmeal? You can put maca root in whatever you want to put it into, my queen. Okay, guys. What are the goals? Okay. Now, for the people who did put their goals, I have another question. What are you actively doing now to reach those goals? Is it a goal? Is it a goal if you're not reaching it? No, but genuinely, I want to ask you guys that. This is going to really help you keep you on track. What are you actively doing now? You can be honest with yourself. You can say nothing. You can say researching still. If you guys feel comfortable, drop in the chat. What are you actively doing now to be able to reach that goal? Oh, I also have a comment here on YouTube. Alexia said, stay in the gym after 6-pack achieved. I also take break. I literally lose gains and I am in the gym eating healthy. Yes, Alicia. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. Yeah, both YouTube and so I'm live on both platforms. You guys both drop it in. Emily said 10K steps a day, power, Pilates, 3 times a week, macro tracking. Okay, great. Eyebright. Yes, the Eyebright's amazing. Anna said got a personal trainer, being in the college. Said yes. Tia said research. For this month, no chocolate, and I have not had chocolate in 5 days. Yes, Lisa or Lizzie. Lisa. Whoa, sorry that it went so fast. Lisa. Okay. I have stopped buying my favorite processed foods and sweets for the house. Yes. Okay. I was getting scared. I'm like, wait, guys, you guys have these goals, but what are you guys doing? Okay, great. This is good. This is so good. Okay. And to up it, do you guys have like a time frame where you want to reach this goal by? If you don't, that's cool. But just to put that into perspective, do you guys have a certain time frame? Tia said meditation. Yes, Tia. Okay. Meditation. June 1st, my birthday. Ooh, Alicia said I got all those herbs you suggested. I'm thankful. Yes. July 1st, Anna said. June. Yes. June. Oh. Okay. What is your view on Dr. Sebi nutritional guide? Ooh, I love this question. So, I believe it's a great place to start. What's going on? So my phone's dying. Oh no, what did I do? Sorry. I think it's a great place to Someone's trying to join me live. Sorry about that. Yeah, I think it's a great place to start, but I wouldn't recommend it long term because his nutritional guide is pretty much the alkaline diet. So it's pretty restrictive. And a majority of his meal plans or his guide, you have to cook those foods. Or a lot of people do the alkaline, they cook the foods. And here's the thing with alkaline foods, and then also when you cook them, is that since it's such a rigid plan and there's not a lot of fruits that are on the guide, it can be restricting as well, and then you can lack minerals from there from that diet. And I've seen that with multiple clients as well. So like I had another client came to me, she started off alkaline and she said it went good for the first 4 months, and then she notices that her skin is breaking out, or her nails is not growing. So she noticed that it was good, but then down the line she noticed that she was lacking minerals. And that tends to happen. You do lack minerals because number one, you're cooking your food, so you're extracting that water from it anyways, and you're changing the structure of the food. So that's number one. And then two as well is that though a lot of those foods actually take account, or they don't take account of what the pH level would be like after you digest it. So those foods are alkaline just looking at them, but when it goes into your stomach and you digest it, a lot of the foods are acidic, like chickpeas is on his list. And too much chickpeas has a lot of phytic acid in there, and it tends to leave you gassy and it's hard to digest. And it takes a toll on your digestive system. So, great place to transition, not long term. Yeah. Okay. So yes, guys. What I was saying is, what is your time frame to reach your goals that you have for your health, 2025? For the people who didn't get to comment down that the time frame that you want to reach those goals by. Okay. Alicia said, no time frame, just life goals to stay healthy as a hobby. I want it to be a lifestyle. Yes. Yeah, and you don't have to have like a time frame, which is true. Yes, making it a lifestyle. Hmm. Oh, yes. When it comes to avoiding certain fruits like corn, 100%, 110%. So certain things, yes, because corn really gnarly grain, and that's usually why when you have corn, you poop it out and it doesn't digest because it's your body can't digest it. So I agree with Sebi 100% with that. Yes. Someone said May. Yes. Okay. Okay. Yeah. No time frame. Yes. YouTube. How are we doing on YouTube? Just checking in with my YouTube people. YouTube. Okay. Checking with my YouTube people. All right, guys. So we have the goal. We have the goals in mind, and then we know what we're doing to get there. We have a time frame. Okay. So we know what we need to work on. Now, who here struggles with accountability? They're like, I need accountability. I just can't do it. I'm struggling, you know. Some people need that accountability. So who here is like, I just need accountability because I'm so good for a week and then I fall off, or I just don't know what to do and then I fall off. Is that anybody here? Don't be shy to admit it. Especially when you first start off, accountability is like, you may need that. You may need that. Okay, someone says lack discipline. Okay. Ooh, so discipline, there's two reasons why people lack discipline. They lack discipline because they don't have the willpower to see it through, or they feel like what they're doing doesn't have a greater purpose. So, which one do you guys feel like you fall under when it comes to discipline? Yeah, me sort of. I do it all by myself. Ah, okay. Yeah, sometimes like doing things all by yourself, it's great. But then if you want that extra push, you might need a community. Willpower. Yeah, literally. Is it the willpower or you just feel like what you're doing doesn't have a greater purpose? But then it's like, what? We can dive. Sorry, I'm diving deep. Like, why? What makes you feel like you don't have the willpower? No, there's no cheat day. It's a lifestyle. There's no cheat day. Why would I cheat? You ever like, because how you do one thing is how you do everything. So no, I don't have a cheat day, and that says a lot about me. Yeah, 12. That's funny. Yes. Yeah. Yes, guys. Um. mhm. There's there's no cheat days, but I will say I plan my workouts based on my cycle. So when I'm ovulating, I have the most amount of like workouts. When I'm decreasing in energy, I don't really do workouts. I'm gonna just be honest. Um, but that's just that. I stay having people try to sabotage and say I'm doing too much. Or they bring up moderation and balance every time I use moderation. I feel so, yeah, moderation. Ooh, I like this. Moderation is people telling you to stay mediocre. Literally, people saying, "Oh, balance, balance this." They want you to be mediocre. They want you to be at their level. You're inspiring them. Healing is having having the power. Well, okay, here's the thing. Because healing, yeah, that's what it is. They're pretty much saying, hey, like if they were a child, this is what they would say. Hey, like I see you doing better for yourself and you're healing yourself. Take it down a notch because I'm sensitive and I feel like you're doing too much and you're overpowering me and I'm not making any progress. So just keep it in moderation. Thank you. That's literally what they're saying. So when you decode it like that, that makes sense. Okay, quinoa. I like this question. You want to do your multigrain quinoa. Multigrain quinoa. Not the white quinoa tends to add or increase mucus, tends to form and create mucus in the body. So white quinoa ups the mucus, but multigrain quinoa is really good. And it tends to cook faster anyways. Jerdy, no, I'm not. Okay. Yes. Mm-hmm. What's your take on infrared sauna blankets if you don't have access to them? Mm. If you completely don't have access to a sauna, like not at your nearest gym or not at your nearest spa, then yes. But also watch the company that you get it from. Now, I can't recommend a company, but just do your research on the company and the type of blanket that you get. But if you don't have access to a sauna in your spa or gym, then that would be like the last resort. Okay, guys. Yeah, we've been live for 44 minutes, so a couple more questions and then I'm going to head off. But yes. The main takeaway is you're backed up. If you don't poop after your meals and you're eating the wrong diet or you're eating the standard American diet, you're backed up. Okay? The more you eat the standard American diet, the more health issues you will get and the more it will cost you down the line. The more it will cost you down the line. So, would you want to switch your diet today or pay the cost down the line, which is it's gonna be a lot more? Because I always get that, like, oh, eating healthy is very expensive. But you guys are looking at it because you like I understand, yes, the price change is different, but we can't look at it from this perspective because a lot of you guys are saying like it's expensive, but if you're only buying fruits and vegetables and you're not buying the other food groups, it's actually less. If you think about it, instead of buying fruits and vegetables in every food group, that's cost more, and that has a bigger cost on your health. Look at it as an investment. Pay now, save your life. Or you'll pay later and keep paying and keep paying and keep paying and keep paying until it's your last breath. And the less you eat, the more. Less you eat, the more. The less you eat, the better. Some of you guys saying, "Oh, I can't survive on a fruit-based diet, and it's a lot for me, and I can't eat my lentils, I can't eat my plant-based and fruits because I just don't get full." Yeah, so we have to work on the gut health. We have to work on rebuilding that up in your hunger cues. And it's all a rebuild. It's all a rebuild. It's all hormones as well. So if someone's telling me I don't get full, we have to look at your hunger hormones. You have to look at ghrelin, leptin, those hormones. Because there's an issue there. It's not what you're eating. Okay, it's not how much you're eating. It comes down to, is there nutrients in the food? Because the reason why you're not getting full and you keep on eating because you're not eating food that has nutrients in it. That's number one. Or you're not absorbing the nutrients. Because remember, your body craves nutrients, not food. Okay, I'm going to repeat that again. Your body craves nutrients, not food. So if you are like, oh, I'm craving this, or oh, I'm so hungry, I want to eat blank, 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 that's not real hunger. Because real hunger is that you'll eat anything presented in front of you. And that's the key. That's how you know if you're craving or operating out of gluttony, or if you're truly hungry. Ooh, yeah, Sherry said that's a good point. Yes, Sherry. Yes, I love my Instagram people. I mean, my YouTube people. Sorry. Okay. So for the people who say, I just always overeat, or I just feel like I'm eating and I'm never satisfied. Eating and never satisfied because you're not, number one, you're not eating the right thing, and you're not absorbing. And it's funny because a lot of people say that they're eating and they're not satisfied. Because I always say this: how you react to one thing is how you do everything. So people, like clients that tell me like, "Hey Zara, like I'm eating but I'm not satisfied." We can see how this translates to their life as well. They'll say like, "Oh, I do this and that, but I'm not satisfied," or like, I kind of wish I did this and that, I'm not satisfied. And this is like life stuff. They're like, "Oh, I wish this was different in my life, and I'm not satisfied with my life." So we know now that food is like you being quote unquote hungry or craving food. It's all related to an emotion. Because why? All of your emotional or nervous system endings are in your gut, not your brain. People think that People think that emotion come from your brain. It comes from your gut. And then your brain actually conceptualizes it and actualizes it and labels it. Because your brain is like a computer. So the stomach signals with the brain, and the brain's like, okay, it looks like she's sad because these same reactions happened the last time, and I think this is called sadness. And then your brain's like, oh, you're sad, and then you start acting like you're sad. And then your brain's like, okay, the last time she did this, she was hungry, so let's say that she's hungry. And then you start acting like a hungry person. And then sickness as well. See, this is like the key. Sickness is all in the mind. Okay? Emotions come here. That's why what happens when you get scared? You get butterflies in your stomach. And then your brain's like, okay, last time she had that, she was scared. So now she's scared, and you start acting like you're scared. So healing actually starts here. And you see, and okay, now we're talking about psychology. Now this is still health, but that's why a lot of people, when they're in like these facilities, and they're like mentally crazy, what they do is they do like a lot of the patients, like psychiatric like the patients, what they do with their patients is that they do labeling. They'll start to label them. So if someone's acting crazy or is having like a mental breakdown, they'll start to label them. They'll be like, okay, Johnny, you are this X, Y, and Z. And then the more you label someone, the more their brain is like, oh, that's who I am. And then you start acting like that. So that's the key right there. And it's funny because the system brainwashes you and tells you that you have X, Y, and Z, and you start acting like that. You start acting like that as a whole, as a cellular level. Then your cells start to, because guys, your nervous system is the emotional system. So whatever emotions that you label and tell yourself, it's going to happen on a macro level and a micro level. So it's happening with your macro organs and your micro organs. So if someone tells you, oh, you have hypertension or you have this and that, it's called labeling. Then you start to act like it. Someone says you're sick, you start to act more sick. And then your cells, it happens on a cellular level as well. So now this is like deep, but now we got a little deep with it, but that's literally what it is. Literally. There is so many studies, even a study I'm doing right now, where people have brainwashed themselves into healing. Of course, with proper diet, because you can't brainwash yourself without the proper diet, because it doesn't make sense. But that's how they regenerated their body. And I always say this, your body is meant to heal itself. If you don't believe that and you think you need a magical pill, then why are you still here? Literally ponder on that. Why are you still here? That sounds funny, but like literally ask yourself that. Why are you still here? You know how much chemicals are in the air? Hold on a second. Yeah, do you know how much chemicals are in the air? Do you know how much heavy metals, toxins are in the air right now? And you survived that, your body healed from that? And you think it's crazy that you can heal? All this ease really is your body healing itself, because there's toxins that your body's fighting off. That's, I'm dropping gems, you guys. Really tapping with what I'm saying. If you don't know how to do this, literally get someone to help you do this. Okay? Literally, if you can't do this, that's why you need a coach or someone here to help you do this. But with the reason why herbs work so well is because these herbs are poisonous. Shocker. Plants are poisonous. And a lot of fruits, or sorry, a lot of vegetables are actually fruits, but that's a whole different story. But your plants itself are poisonous. And the reason why they heal your body so powerfully, because your body's fighting it off. That's literally that's why it's so good at detoxing, because your body's fighting it off. Let that once again. That's the thing. That's why a lot of people say if these foods are so toxic, like the standard American diet, if it's so toxic, like why am I not seeing the why am I not seeing the side effects of it? But watch, as soon as you switch your diet and you turn into fruits and you eat your fruits and vegetables and your herbs, well, that's coming out now because these herbs are going to kickstart detoxification because they are literally poisonous. Not to the point where you will die though, so don't get too scared. But they will move things out the body like no other. That's why herbs are so powerful. That's why fruits are so powerful. Now, fruits, no, fruits are just mainly astringent. Okay? That's why fruits are powerful. Fruits are so one of the most healing foods in this realm. Okay, it's getting that direct nutrients like from the sun. If you look at a coconut tree, it's really high in the sky, so the sun is directly beaming onto that coconut, hydrating and giving all of its nutrients to that coconut. And then when you break down the coconut and you drink it, you're getting all of that that's being absorbed. Tori, I'm detoxing, waking up to see rashes. I want to make this tea. Tori, DM me because I need to know how are you detoxing, and I think it's best if you just DM me. How do you feel about bananas? Bananas are great for potassium, but if you're trying to detox, stay away from bananas because high index and they will increase more mucus. Okay, how are we doing over on YouTube, guys? You guys with me or not? You guys with me or not? Okay. This is the power of detoxing. This is the power of healing. Now, if you do not know what you are doing, yes, I love this. Yeah, so if you guys do not know what you are doing, because here's the thing, I do not suggest detoxing if you haven't opened up your detox pathways. That's a disaster ready to happen. Because you have all these toxins that's trying to get out the body and it's going to be trapped. And that's going to create more of this illusion. And it's going to create more of these heavy detox symptoms. Like I know one person mentioned like the rash. Somebody else mentioned that they're having like breakouts. So if your detox pathways are not open, then you have to open those up first. Now, for people who do not know what they are doing, okay, here is the solution that could help you. I have to charge my phone. Here's the solution. Oops. Can you? Okay. Yes. Here's the solution that could help you. Now, I have my Detox Academy. And this is where I walk you through how to open up your 9 detox pathways. So if you are currently trying to do a detox without really knowing what to do, you haven't opened up your detox pathways, which is a big mistake, right? Detox pathways should be opened up first before you ever do a detox, right? So if you feel like you do not know what you're doing, you need more assistance, you need more knowledge, I'm inviting you to join my Detox Academy. We go live twice a week, right? Just like this with actual lectures. And I open up the floor for you to ask questions. So if you feel like you know you need this and you just can't do it on your own anymore, like there's so much detoxing happening and you just don't know where to go, or you don't know what the 9 detox pathways are and you need more guidance, then I welcome you to join. Okay, this is for people who need this. So if you feel like you don't need this and you're cool on your own, you have your own thing going on and you're good, then don't join. This is for people who know that they need this and they've been struggling and they need something to get them to the next level. This is also a great academy as well if you're looking to lose weight, because we will get that waste out like this. And you guys see, like, all of my clients in the first week, they lose like 3 to 5 pounds. Of course, if they're actually following it. Some people, they don't be following, but that's their story. Anyways, but yes, if you are feeling called to this, DM me the word academy to see if this would be a good fit for you. So I want you guys to, and then for people on YouTube, you can't really DM me, but what I will do is I'll drop my calendar link to book a one. Oh shoot, what just happened? How do I go back? Oh, how did I just do that? Where did my link go? I just deleted the link. Okay, for people who are watching here, DM me the word academy to see if this will be a good fit for you, to see if this is what you're looking for. But if you know deep down you need help on this and you just don't know where to go, then reach out. Okay, so I can help you. But for you guys on here, I was gonna send you my link to book in, so I know exactly what you're struggling with and I can see how to help you further. But my Calendly, I just deleted the link like a crazy girl. So just give me 1 second, guys. Thank you for your patience. Okay, I think it's this one. Is it this one, please? Oh, yes, it is. Yeah. What? Wait, I have to actually go through it to see if it actually is this one. Okay, it is this one, but I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, well, it's only showing you the book for March, so I don't know what's going on. So I just dropped. Did I drop it in the chat or no? I didn't copy it. That's fine. We love technology. We love it. Okay, command copy. Lord. Okay, ready? Okay, ready, guys? For people who are watching on YouTube that are still here. Okay, can I pin this? Yes or no? So I'm gonna pin that. Where did everything go? Okay. Okay, pinned for the people who are tuning in. So that is the link to book a call, right? To see how I can help you further. Okay, so that's for people on YouTube. That was a struggle and a half. Now for my TikTok people, DM me the word academy. Okay, DM me the word academy to get into the Detox Academy. Go live twice a week. Okay, or just DM me to see how I can possibly help you a step further. Okay, if you feel like you just need an extra push to get to the next level, DM me to see if I can help you. DM me to see if there is hope. Okay, if you're committed to this journey, if you are committed to this journey, okay, and you know that you need help to get to the next level, DM me. Hey, Eunice, DM me, guys. Okay, so I appreciate you guys all for tuning in. Okay, I didn't realize it's 9 o'clock. So we just had like a daylight savings, that stuff. So now it's like my whole time zone and they feel tired. But yes, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget, DM me Academy if you need help on your detox journey. And then for you guys on YouTube, book the calendar link. Okay. I actually enjoyed this live today, so I appreciate you guys. And I'll see you guys. Bye.